YouTube. So, I've been getting some comments on the Josh Saunders channel, which is my second channel. People are accusing it of being fake. It isn't. I still own my King Cobra JFS channel. I did not sign it over to anyone. At the moment, I have copyright strikes and what have you on the King Cobra JFS channel that have prevented me from posting videos on that channel till November. So, what do you do? Nothing you can do. But obviously, I'm the real King Cobra JFS. I got the Cobra Gram right there. My Cradle of Filth tattoo. The Cobra on my left arm. And of course, my Aussie knuckles. I even got the wand and everything. But we're not here to talk about that. Nope. Just some of the dumb comments I got on that video were ridiculous, but we're not here to talk about that. Nope. Disclaimer, there will be cussing in this video.
In case you haven't noticed, there's a culture war going on, and the spoils are the very minds of people we are trying to save. The war on the West is no longer about men or women. It's about the ideological subversion of Western minds by foreign actors cloaked in a public relations friendly outfit called feminism. Join the fight against the destabilization of our very civilization by reading Surviving Fourth Wave Feminism. Learn some inconvenient truths by clicking on the link in the description, because every time you do, a pansexual non-binary socialist cries.
What's up, you boyish trash eats? Terrence Pop here, Redonkulous.com. Bad Pop showed up because I got some bad news for Tammy or Tommy, Laren, or whatever the hell her name is.
Okay, so Tommy Loren basically made this video about how she thinks there are no good men left. I talked about it on my King Cobra JFS channel. And Redonkulous.com has basically made this video responding to it. And there are some things I agree with in the video and some things I don't really agree with. Ah, boy. We also got another video that I'm going to be responding to. And right now I have almost 500 subscribers. I appreciate that. It's not uncommon for the same YouTuber to create multiple accounts, and due to the fact of my trolls are assholes, relentless, stupid, and sadistic, it doesn't hurt to actually create more than one account. Which means my live videos are going to be disabled on my King Cobra JFS channel for quite some time. But that's alright. It's really just sad, dude. But in the Tommy Loren video I made for my King Cobra JFS channel, when I first saw the video, I said to Tommy Loren, I says, "Hon, you just haven't found the right one yet." But then we find out that Tommy Loren turned down a man who gave her a $50,000 ring. I shit you not. I've been trying to make this video all day. I messed up on it the last time I made it, so I'm redoing it.
Y'all know who she is, even if you don't know who she is. She broke into the limelight as a truth-talking conservative woman. And it doesn't hurt, I'm going to say it right now, that she's more than a little easy on the eyes, if you know what I'm saying.
No shit. Yeah, Tommy Lorraine is gorgeous on the outside, but just because you're pretty on the outside doesn't mean you're pretty on the inside. And also, to be fair, in Tommy Loren's defense, what you see her on the news or when you see her on a podcast or what have you, it could be different than the Tommy Loren you see in her private life. You know what I'm saying? Celebrities are often a lot different in their private life, so it's kind of unfair. But people tend to call her a stereotypical blonde just because they don't agree with her politics, which I think is kind of unfair, to be honest. This is crap that blonde women have to deal with, and that's, it's irritating. And you can sit there and that's just it. That's just how it is. And if you don't agree with her politically, then just say that,
But all of that money, fame, and attention seems to have short-circuited her thinking neat. And if you haven't seen the video of her hitting the self-destruct button of her own career, we're going to cover it now. So please, pour yourself a menagerie and join me in a moment of prayer.
Dear God, please assist Miss Laren in choosing the best camera angles for the sex tape she'll release just before her career crumbles into dust.
You know that's going to happen, gentlemen. I'm calling it right now, and it'll be a great day.
I'll drink to that.
All right, cheers. Yeah.
Why is it, YouTube, why is it that whenever a woman's career fails, she automatically turns to porn to save it? That's kind of a negative stereotype.
That's what she does for the first 8 seconds. We got a Walt Disney over here. What's up with that smart-ass expression and how she flicks her hair and head around?
Duh.
It's like she's physically trying to force a round into the chamber.
I'm gonna let you guys trickle in before I start talking, because this is important.
Important to who? Not me, even though I am making a fucking video about it.
Something, as of recently, has been on my mind, and I consider myself a teacher, a helper.
And you think the best way to go about that is with blame and shame? That's a good thing she's pretty and has writers working for her, because as you'll find out, thinking is not her strong suit.
This is a PSA for all the men out there, and all the boys who think they're men, but they're actually boys.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those days, huh? I need a drink.
This is gonna be the summer of canceling boys.
Since when did conservatives get on board with the whole cancel culture thing? I'm just asking for a friend.
Now, from my own personal experiences and the experiences of all of my friends, which range in age from 24 to 36.
So basically, your friends go from, I still got plenty of time, to bugs on the windshield. Got it.
All of my friends are attractive.
I'm listening.
All of my friends are successful. All of my friends have something going on.
Forget it. You must be talking about that all-powerful career thing that was meant to fulfill your life. You know, that thing that the wage gap enthusiast told you would increase your value on
Those are the kind of women that say, they're attractive, they're successful, and men don't want to date them. Well,
Dating market? How the hell is that working out for you?
Almost every single one of them have an issue with men.
Of course, in that stupid ass equation, we men, well, we must be the problem, right? It couldn't be that hypergamy is to blame, right? Because that would mean that you would have to take responsibility for the dating market that women created.
These women range in every body type and everything. They're all successful, they're all intelligent, they're all good people.
According to you, and you're not exactly the most reliable source.
But if all of these women, including myself, are having issues, then I have to think it might not be us.
Nothing drives me to drink faster than a can't understand normal thinker who will ask and answer her own question and not even realize it. Let me boil it down for you, and then I'm going to throw those wet noodles right in your face. Men do not care how successful you are or how intelligent you are.
As long as you can hold a conversation and not make us want to go Fulci on our own eye sockets, that's all we need.
A successful woman is nothing more than a monkey branching risk. By their very nature, when choosing a man, women want to upgrade. The more successful you are, the more successful the man has to be.
well, if you say men don't care about how successful you are, and then turn around and say, well, the more successful the woman is, the more successful the man has to be. I feel like that's an old-fashioned stereotype. And being as relationships are 50-50, you should be man enough to go, you know what? I don't care that my wife or girlfriend makes more money than me. I'm just happy for her and I support her. What's wrong with saying that? Welcome to toxic masculinity.
When you're worth $3 million, like,
Goddamn. Okay, so Tommy Loren achieved a net worth of $3 million. Fucking holy shit, dude.
Miss Laren here, that's some slim pickings. Great actor, bad for dating. I'm sorry, baby, but the math does not work in your favor, and you all out there know how much I love math. Math doesn't have a bias, and it sure as hell doesn't care about your feelings. Kinda like me, Screen 5. And when the system is rigged against the same men that you want to marry, you don't just need luck. You need Jesus, because only the Hail Mary maneuver will save you. We have 3 full-grown generations of men out there.
Okay, first of all, I don't care if you have money. I don't care how good looking you are. Everyone should be allowed to have standards when it comes to dating. After all, it is your body, it is your time, and it is your money that you're investing into this scene, if you will. Because here's the thing of it. If women are allowed to have standards, men should also be allowed to have standards. Yeah, we're so quick to call each other shallow. Like, you hear men say how shallow women are. You hear women say how shallow men are. And it's like, you know what? Both genders are equally shitty towards each other. And they don't take responsibility for their side of the argument. They just blame the other side. And it's exhausting.
Who were raised in broken homes. They have seen the carnage unfold through their fathers and grandfathers.
That is one thing that women do dominates, the divorce rates and all that. I have a couple people that I'm friends with who are single dads, and they'll tell you, man, it's not the prettiest of pictures, man. Women will divorce you and take everything you got. They've written country songs about this shit. Well, my ex-wife, she took my tractor, she took my trailer, and she took my truck. What the fuck? She took my dog and every item of clothes I own. Now all I got's a pair of jeans. One belt and a shirt, my boots and my hat.
Alike.
You really think top shelf dudes are gonna jump on a roller coaster that flies off a cliff into a pit of despair full of broken beer bottles, hypodermic needles, alimony, and child support?
Sounds like San Francisco, Screen 5. When 80% of divorces are filed by women.
That can't be true. What? Hold on, YouTube. We gotta Google this. Do 80% of women file for divorce?
According to DivorceSource, according to the National Center for Health Statistics, about 50% of marriages in the United States end in divorce, and about 80% of the divorces are initiated by women.
Oh. So how do you like them apples, YouTube? 50%, half of the marriages in today's culture will end in divorce, and 80% of them are filed by women. Well, son of a bitch.
You have to be suicidal to take that ride.
Fuck suicide.
Ladies, women created this problem and you really don't get to bitch about it.
Actually, they kind of do, because women do not create these problems, society does. Think about it. If a woman's doing all this crap that men hate, and society doesn't check them on it, then that just encourages bad behavior, doesn't it? Wow.
It might be you. It might be men.
Nope. Not even a little bit. Women control the dating market from 18 to 30. Lock, stock, and barrel.
Women control the dating market, period. Are you kidding me? Do you see women giving men roses? Or better yet, do you see women trying to buy a man a drink to get down his pants? No, you don't. Men will literally bend over on bended knee, walk across hot coals and broken glass. If there's a hot woman on the other side that says she might fuck him, well, because men do stupid shit to get women to notice them, and it's cliche. It is the most and sincerely, like, it's no. And do you think women are impressed when you're doing stupid shit to show off for them? They're just like, why is this idiot endangering themselves to impress me? That's exactly what they're thinking. They don't think, oh, this person's so masculine, look at them, Joe Cool macho over here. No.
But once they hit the wall, that control lands firmly in the laps of men. And if they're lucky, it's 24 and Filipina, or maybe Latina, if you know what I mean. So could it be that men aren't the problem?
Could it be you're having that early epiphany that your power is on the verge of being shut off faster than a Los Angeles house party?
And for the sake of argument, I'm gonna guess that this really is pissing you off. Because when you live a life of power over men, all of a sudden equality feels like oppression. Whang!
It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. They, quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country. In the age range of about 20 to, I think, about 55, maybe even 60. A lot of men are trash.
And you would think you can actually blame men for this, huh? Survey says 3 generations of men raised, taught, and manipulated by women. We now have a bunch of Build-A-Bear dudes who should be exactly what women want. But instead you have a whole cesspool of soy boys who haven't been inside a woman since they were born. Screen 5. The rest of the dudes, you know, the ones that were raised with fathers, well, they have all the options. And you're just angry because they are not picking you. You want what you cannot have, and when that happens enough times, you talk trash about it so, you know, you don't come across as hopeless and pathetic. Every single time women like Tommy back there say men aren't feces, you know what's going on. That is a woman at the end of the Rooster roller coaster, and Prince Charming, well, he's nowhere to be found.
A lot of men don't know how to really, quite frankly, pull their heads out of the sand and pay attention. So I am going to help you.
Shame in the form of help never helped anyone except people trying to lose weight, huh, Space Ghost?
I'm just going to lay a few things out. They haven't all happened to me. Some of them have just happened to my friends. A lot of them have happened to me.
Eyewitness accounts are always the most reliable, right? Hands up, don't shoot. Bad form, Space Ghost.
If you like a girl, if you're even somewhat interested in a girl, you need to ask yourself this question. Are you single? That is the first question, believe it or not, that needs to be asked. And ladies, you should be asking it, because in 2020, it's not a given anymore that a guy that's actively pursuing you is actually single.
And guess what, baby? The sexes are equal, Screen 5.
Why are millennial women cheating more than men? Oh, no. What? Why are millennial women cheating more than men? Oh, the first fucking article. Oh. Regardless of who's cheating more than who, cheating is wrong and you shouldn't do it. I instantly regretted doing it the one time I did, and it'll never happen again because I learned from my mistakes.
But let us wander off the beaten path to hypothetical land for a moment. Let's say you walk into one of those magical all-you-can-eat buffets in Vegas. Are you going to be satisfied with macaroni and cheese with cut-up hot dogs in it with a glass of milk? Of course you're not. You might try it along with everything else in the buffet. You know, there'll be Mexican and Asian and maybe some stuff from, England or Australia. You're eating all that shit, I'm just saying. When you're a top-tier dude in the fallout shelter of today's dating market, that's exactly what it's like. A majority of women eliminate 86% of the men from their dating pool based on one thing: height. But remember, dudes, we're the shallow ones, right? Space Ghost.
Here's the thing of it. Yes, it is extremely shallow when women only date men for their height, their dick size, how big their muscles are, and how big their bank account is, etc. But men are equally as shallow. And this is like I said, people are sitting there, both women and men are psychotic and shallow and vindictive, but instead of taking their responsibility for it, they're quick to point out the other side, like, oh, it's all your fault. No, it's all your fault. No, it's all your fault. Well, you women, well, you men.
Of the remaining 14%, even less make over six figures and are above average in looks. That leaves roughly, I'm being optimistic here, 5%. That means every top tier dude with the mark of the beast has 20 women to choose from.
And even when you eliminate possibilities based on looks, weight, fertility, and attitude, that would still leave you roughly 40% of women.
So that means there are 8 quality women for every single top tier dude. May the odds be ever in your favor. Cheers.
With social distancing regulations in effect all over the country, you can't spend all day on Pornhub. So in between those fapping sessions, expand your mind with Uncle Nick. A 30-something bachelor in the jizz-soaked shores of California, he's probably the only guy left there who hasn't banged Amy Horton. His panache for public intoxication makes him the perfect redonkulous companion during this quarantine. Because you wouldn't want to be seen with this guy outside of your home, even if you could. Download your copy on Amazon today. A link is in the description.
There is not a woman out there that wants to be your pen pal.
I have to agree with you, but it's still all your fault, and I made a video about it, links in the description. When you have a bunch of meow mix whip dudes running around in the age of Me Too, Can you blame them for being a little scared?
She doesn't want to get your texts, your good morning texts, your good night texts, your random through the day texts, if they don't follow up with a plan to act.
She's kind of right, but at the same time, there are a lot of women who appreciate that. The fact that you're taking time out of your day to think about them. You know? But what do I know? At the same time, if you're not going to make a plan to actually meet up with that person in real life, then don't bother texting them, I guess.
Actually, here's a kicker, in person, hang out.
Wow. Amy, one else out there having some deja vu?
I'm just so done with this shit. Like, at least have the courtesy to plan a date. It doesn't have to be fancy, but like, set a freaking day and time and place. It's not that hard.
After listening to these two oatmeal cream pies screeching like rusty rotors, it may never be hard again.
Dudes, don't get me wrong. You do have to have a plan. If you want to go spelunking all the way down in those fun dark caverns, well, it's not going to happen with VR goggles. It might look the same, but you know, it just feels wrong if you know what I mean. Hey, it's the lefty kind of day, Screen 5.
No.
What? I watched it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Alright, fuck you. Unless you're a MGTOW dude and you swore all this shit off, you're just going to have to take the risk. Because time equals money, risk equals reward. Just remember to protect your investment, if you know what I mean.
Women do not want a pen pal.
It is much less patronizing when you hit the table every other syllable because that's not going to get annoying.
We don't want a texting pal. We quite frankly don't care if you text us all day or if you don't text us at all. If you're not going to make a plan to actually see us in person, not interested.
Well, if he's not making a plan to see you in person, guess whose personality didn't make it past the sniff test, wah? You gotta pass the sniff test to, pass the sniff test if you know what I mean. But don't you dare get caught doing it because it leads to problems, and I made a whole video about it, links in the description.
Make a plan.
She's doing it again. What is that, Morse code? Why do you keep doing that?
And what better way to convince us that you're being totally rational and logical and not emotional at all, right? Yeah, you're just trying to help. And if it happens to fill your pockets with someone else's money, well then, bully for you.
Do not assume that you can text somebody randomly in the middle of the day, what are you doing? Or text them at midnight or 1 a.m. or 2 a.m.
That worked for me.
Me too.
Oh, really? Screen 5. If you're getting text after 10 p.m., you know what it's for, and he wouldn't be doing it if it didn't work.
2 out of 3 times. 2 out of 3 times.
2 out of 3 times.
So if you didn't make a plan earlier in the day, or better yet,
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. If a dude texts his girlfriend at 10 o'clock at night, hey babe, what are you doing? Want to come over? She's gonna be like, no, sorry, no, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. But if she texts him at 10 o'clock at night, hey, what are you doing? Want to come over? He's out the door faster than you can say hell's bells. You kidding me? The only time she's gonna come see you in the middle of the night is if she thinks you're cheating on her or if she wants some. You know? Or maybe she wants to cuddle and have a conversation. I don't know.
a day or 2 or 3 in advance, I'm not interested. I don't want to hang out anymore because that ship has sailed.
And it's about to spend another 9 years at sea getting harpoons rammed up its poop deck. Space Ghost.
I know it's not rocket science, but men of 2020,
When did the current year become a substitute for reasons?
it seems like it's pretty difficult for you to figure out. And I'm not a feminist, so please don't take this as a feminist rant.
Well, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it probably tastes damn good with plum sauce.
I love men. I think men are great.
I'm sorry, what?
Quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country. A lot of men are trash.
Contradiction.
She did kind of contradict yourself on that, I will say that.
Things like this make my Twinkie soft, just saying.
Because I think there are a lot of really great guys out there who need a little help. And I don't think that there are a lot of women that are stepping up and saying these things.
Bullshit! The internet is saturated with the tears of women crying about the exact same things.
Men are pigs! What happened to all the good men?
We have become so desensitized to this bullshit, we just don't care anymore.
You're the ones who created this crazy catastrophe, and while you were blaming everyone else, gangrene set in, and instead of seeking help, you tried to use semen to treat the wound. You don't get to complain when you no longer have a leg to stand on. Circle Walker.
You can't demolish a building and then bitch when the fucking bathroom is out of order.
Quite frankly, I don't think that there are a lot of women that aren't raging feminists that don't look like Lena Dunham. They're saying these things to you.
So you think, because I would butter your tonsils like toast, somehow what you say means anything to me? And I'm supposed to accept all of this blame and shame as fact? Quality men, you know, the ones that you want to date and marry, they don't play that shit.
I am really so sick of my friends having to deal with trash men.
Oh, so now we're back to being trash again. Well, baby, I thought you loved me. Wait.
Value. Okay? Value. Take that in. Just repeat it to yourself until it makes sense.
Baby, I'm gonna save you the embarrassment.
Too late.
Ah, well, at least I tried. Attraction with men and women is not symmetrical no matter how much you want it to be.
Men are not attracted to the same things women want. If we were, we'd be chicks.
A dude looking to get married is kind of like him hosting a potluck barbecue. He tells everyone he's gonna make barbecue ribs and they're going to be delicious. Then a woman shows up at the barbecue. She has her own ribs and they're covered with 69 different types of horseradish. I don't need your nasty ass white chunky covered ribs. I'm gonna throw up. Why don't you just show up with some corn or potato salad or maybe some fruit salad? Something that I haven't already provided. You need to complement the main course, not fight for space with it.
If you want to mix in people like me and people like my friends who are go-getters, who work really hard, who make their own money, who are talented, skilled, ambitious, please don't mix us in with the Tatianas.
A rich, successful, ambitious woman is always looking for the next best thing. And Miss Laren, well, she proves this herself. April of this year, she broke off an engagement with a top shelf dude who provided her a $50,000 engagement ring. What an idiot. And why did she back out? Well, because she wasn't ready to settle down. This dude has the mark of the beast, and he's running as an independent for Congress, and if he gets elected, well, his potential is limitless. She had the unicorn by the balls, stroking its shaft, and she threw it back for a better deal? Less than 4 months later, we get this video. Shocker, want to smell it?
No.
And quite frankly, we take it as an insult if we find out that you are also talking to 5 Tatianas who have nothing going on. People like me and my friends are going to be insulted by that.
I don't give a tiny rat's ass what you find insulting, honey. You gave up that privilege.
So if you want that kind of a girl, the kind of girl who's just kind of happy, going through the motions of life, not really super ambitious, hasn't really found herself yet, doesn't really have a whole lot going on other than she's pretty, please just go after them.
They are, and that's why you're complaining. Men, they just want to be wanted and needed.
Okay, so do women. Women just want to be wanted and needed. And for that matter, you know why men are going after women who are less ambitious? Because they're not as high maintenance. You hear Tommy Lorraine going off about these Tatianas. I'm like, well, look who's talking. She's sharing her thoughts on this public service announcement video she made. And quite frankly, it's just like, what? I'm serious, like, that's one of the few things that women and men have in common when it comes to love and shit. Both women and men want to be wanted, loved, and desired. It really is just that simple.
It's not that complicated. Women with stuff going on who think their time is worth more than anyone else's, they're not worth the paper that the marriage license is printed on. And if you don't wake the fuck up, the only time you're gonna sign one of those is as a witness.
There's a lot of women out there that I know that are my good friends who have amazing jobs, who work really hard, but who can't seem to find a decent guy, even if they go up in age 5 to 10 to 15 years, because those guys all want to be with 21-year-olds who have nothing going on.
Of course they do, because they're fertile. And they haven't procrastinated their lives away for shit that men don't want nor do they need. When 100% of women are competing for 14% of the men, and you want to wait 10 or 15 years before you start the race to go after these men, it's already over for you. All of those Tatianas that you hate so much, you gave them a decade head start and they've already won. You're still at the starting line, sucking your thumb and picking your ass with the other one, and occasionally you're switching.
It's very unfortunate. I don't think it's going to be fulfilling.
Who the hell are you to judge what's fulfilling? You took a top shelf dude and poured him down the drain so that you could binge drink Boone's Farm. You're not exactly the most reliable source of advice.
There's something wrong with my brain?
Oh yeah.
Life is too short and precious to waste it all at work, in debt, and stressed out. One day we're all gonna die, so decide now if you want to start living life or continue wasting your existence as a wage slave while the stress from it mercifully ends it all prematurely with a heart attack. Learn how to get out of debt and get your financial act together at the Clary Online School of Economic Philosophy with this course on minimalist living. It's pricey, but ask yourself what truly living your life is worth to you. A link is in the description.
But I would say to the men out there, kind of maybe find a woman that you can talk to, communicate with, might actually have her shit together.
Are you actually saying you're smarter than a 21-year-old woman who has everything that you want? I'm just asking for a friend.
Those women out there are going to be a lot more fulfilling to you. You're actually going to enjoy your time. And if you actually might want a sustainable and healthy and stable relationship, that's probably the kind of girl you're going to need to find.
You know, you and Amy...
You want a healthy and sustainable relationship? Let me tell you something. Less fighting, more sex, be a good cook, be respectful, and do things to make each other happy outside of sex and all that bullshit. Do things together as a couple, and I guarantee you, you'll have a fulfilling relationship. And also, if you want to smell good for your lady friend, go to the Grondike Soap Company affiliate link below. Coupon code King Cobra will now get you 15% off your next order. Yeah, buddy.
Horton should get together and compare notes and, compare STIs. Space Ghost. Miss Laren, you sound exactly like an article we tore apart on this show. Links in the description.
The next thing on my list is this: consistency.
Really? You're gonna lecture me on consistency. Did you hear that, Blake?
Yeah.
Cheers. Good luck! Miss Men Are Trash. I love men. Men are great. Oh, men are trash. All within the past 8 minutes.
Now, if you want to be inconsistent and you want to ghost and you want to fall off the radar, that's fine, but I'm going to give you a pro tip.
Oh, you know all about the pro tip, if you know what I mean. At least that's what the stripper at the bachelorette party called it. Screen 5.
People like me and people like my friends, we aren't going to really give a shit after that. We don't really care. The F's have been given, and we're kind of done.
Cue the 15-minute rant with notes that proves how much you don't care about this. Oh, no, it doesn't bother you at all. Never gave it a second thought, Space Ghost.
Once you turn us off, we don't care anymore. So let that be a warning to you.
You're issuing an ultimatum before the suitor even darkens your door. Why don't you tell me how that's going to work out for you? You better buy yourself some ice cream and boxed wine because your calendar's wide open, kind of like your legs in college.
Excuse my language. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch.
Sounds to me like someone here needs to take their own advice.
If you have been failed and you lost a woman of value, like myself or my friends,
Yeah, you see, there's your biggest mistake right there. You don't get to assign your own value. That is called narcissism right there.
Now don't get me wrong, ladies, confidence is a good thing.
Well, to be fair, know your own self-worth. Okay? It is good to have confidence. This is true for both genders. However, there's a big difference between saying you're attractive and you feel sexy versus you're the sexiest thing anyone's ever seen. I mean, big difference. Right? There's a very fine line between narcissism and knowing your self-worth. So, assigning your own value, I mean, yeah.
But while sex may be a seller's market, marriage is a buyer's market. Always has been and always will be. So remember that while you're trying to pawn off rental cars for Ferrari prices. And then getting butthurt when dudes hit it, quit it, park stop it, neutral slam it, run it through all the gears, flip it over, bend the frame, and then leave it in a ditch dripping fluid from the radiator and tailpipe because all you're worth is a joyride and nothing more. Wah.
don't be butthurt. You did it to yourself. Okay?
Remember that.
You know what? Men hate it when women just use them for sex. They do. They might act like they don't give a shit, but trust me, men also do not like being used for that. There are times when a man will text his woman, hey, want to grab a beer? Maybe Friday, you know? And she just ghosts his ass. Only calls him when she wants dick or money. Men hate that crap. So, yeah, sitting there, you know, talking about Tommy Loren like that is kind of disrespectful, you know? That's a real person, for one. You know what I'm saying? And two, okay, if you don't agree with her trash-talking men, trash-talking her right back, it just makes it worse. But
This gentleman, the woman who threw back the unicorn that she had by the balls because she wasn't ready to settle down, is now saying it's all your fault.
And it's no longer my problem. Now, it's become a personal problem of yours.
Man, this woman is elevating her psychological projection to an art form. There is a social scientist out there who's masturbating to this, I'm just saying.
That's not me being a bitch. That's not me being difficult. That's me having a standard.
And you're not gonna lower that standard for anyone, at least for the next 8 years. Once you hit the magic age of 35, your standards are gonna drop so low, you're gonna be standing in line at the sperm bank screen 5. I don't care how much money you have. No amount of money bought back squandered fertility or 1 second of wasted time.
I do have high standards and high expectations. My friends have high standards and high expectations. Do you want to know why? We've worked for those.
No, you didn't. You hit the genetic lottery and bought into a girl power lie. That's not work. That is luck and stupid combining their power to create a mega slut.
We work hard. We're successful. We take care of ourselves. We try to look cute.
Oh, we're back to this. Who are you trying to convince? Us men or yourself?
That's why we have the ability to be somewhat what you call difficult. It's not difficult. We just have a baseline standard.
Oh, this is a bedtime story, right? No wonder I feel so sleepy.
Absolutely, Tommy. You are allowed to have whatever baseline standards you want, and no one can take that away from you. But at the end of the day, you don't get to decide whether or not you're difficult. The men you're trying to pigeonhole into a subservient position do. And if they can get someone 10 years younger who is 10 times more agreeable and performs 10 out of 10 head as her baseline standard, Guess who's dying alone?
We all are, eventually.
In order to have a shot with a girl like me or girls like my friends, girls that are worth a damn, you don't really have to be Brad Pitt. You don't have to be famous. You don't even really have to make a lot of money.
Wow! Now she's just flat out lying. Holy shit.
You don't need money to get a chick like me because I'm different and I love you, even though you're trash. You just have to jump through hoops and be absolutely perfect with a hammer over your head because if you fuck up, you're gone.
You can handle a woman with standards. That's not going to turn you off. And you're going to put in the effort to be with somebody like myself or my friends. We deserve that.
When you demand loyalty and respect before you earn it, well, you get neither. You don't deserve it simply for existing, so pound some sand.
It will be a cold day in hell when I chase a man.
I know you don't want to hear this, Tommy, but that day is coming all over your face, and it'll be here before you know it. So I hope you brought a scarf, some snow pants, and some good booties. Win. You want to be the woman on the pedestal where men flock to you, and in return, you're the opposite of Star Trek. The opportunity to go where every other man has gone before. Cheers.
Not one single man on planet Earth, okay, that is worth making any woman feel like she is not good enough.
You hear that, gentlemen? Every woman is better than you simply because she's a whammon. So you better get your act together and man up, right?
Right.
Here is a simple litmus test for anything that pretty women say. Type it up, have a dude read it, and if it sounds stupid, it is.
This is a PSA for all the women out there, all the girls who think they're women, but they're really just girls.
This is going to be the summer of canceling girls.
This is going to be the summer of canceling girls.
This is going to be the summer of canceling girls.
This is going to be the summer of canceling girls.
All my friends are attractive. All my friends are successful. All of my friends have something going on.
Almost every single one of them have an issue with women.
It's not just the girls in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas.
And they're not any better in the Midwest. Quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country.
In the age range of about 20 to I think about 55, maybe even 60.
Pepperidge Farm gets a few of them too, and they remember.
A lot of women are trash.
A lot of women are trash.
A lot of women are just trash.
A lot of women are trash.
A lot of women are trash.
Say it with me. Men do not want a pen pal.
Men do not want a pen pal.
Please don't mix us in with the Chad Thundercocks.
Tyrones or Pookie and Ray Rays.
If that's what you want, find them. And quite frankly, we take it as an insult if we find out you're talking to 5 other Chad Thundercocks
who have nothing going on.
Those chicks want to be with 21-year-olds who have nothing going on. It's very unfortunate. I don't think it'll be fulfilling.
Once I'm turned off, and I don't care anymore.
We have the ability to be somewhat what you call difficult.
It's not difficult. We just have a baseline standard.
And if you can't meet that standard, that's okay.
A lot of women can't. Let us know you can handle a man with standards that's not going to turn you off, and you're going to put in the effort to be with someone like me or my friends.
We deserve that, and we will not lower our standards.
It'll be a cold day in hell when I chase a woman.
It'll be a cold day in hell when I chase a woman.
It will be a cold day in hell when I chase a woman.
You get nothing, you lose. Good day.
Enough, I get the point.
With that being said, Miss Lauren, Tommy, or whatever the fuck your name is, I'm out of booze. And I think I am done with you and all your friends. Not that I would know anything about that. Space Ghost.
Well.
I gotta go in there and take a dump because you blew the building.
Because you blew the building up, you bitch.
Well, I need to get in there and take a dump.
I need to take a shit.
Whose fault is it? I need to take a shit. Whose fault is it?
What? It's your fault. You set the charges and blew up the building. But it's still your fault. It's patriarchy.
To be fair, YouTube, But Tommy Loren sits there and says that if you date women who have less going on in their life, it's insulting to her. However, if a guy talked like that, like if he saw a chick he wanted to date, and she didn't date him because the dude she was with had things that she desired more in a partner, and the dude acted like he was offended because of it, they'll call that jealousy and entitlement. But we move on to another video here.
This is Kyle. He invented one wheel to destroy boredom. Turns out
there's a saying in life that is something to the effect of the best revenge is success or the best revenge is happiness. And I absolutely agree. That's why I think you should treat your man as if he's going to cheat. And soon. I'll be doing a video soon about red flags and how to find a great partner, because honestly all the good men are everywhere. But until that video, let's assume that you found that great man. Starting today, I want you to treat him like he's going to cheat. And after he cheats, you need to get your sweet revenge. Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Molesky. This is my
Okay, so what the fuck is that shit? Especially after the last video, when we found out that millennial women are cheating more than men. I mean, And I can tell you right now that ladies hate it when men don't trust them. Okay? You're going through her fucking phone trying to figure out who the fuck she's talking to because you're worried she might be cheating. Women fucking hate that shit.
YouTube channel. So often when you ask someone about their exes, depending upon how much time has passed, they can't have little or vague memories of the person. And on rare occasions, you hear about people talking about the one who got away. I want everyone listening to be the one who got away. And the only way you can be that person is to be setting the bar constantly. I want you to be the mold of the ideal woman. When you're in a relationship and act in a way that is creating the perfect mold, a few things happen. For you, most importantly, you can rest your head on your pillow every night knowing that you acted with integrity. You have fairly managed your emotions. You have been the best woman for your man.
I think men should be the best men for their woman. That's kind of true for both genders. But going back to what Jennifer Molesky said at the beginning of the video, she literally said that success is the best revenge. I fully agree. When my YouTube trolls found out that I was going to start my own wand business, they were like, "You're dumb. You're never going to be successful with that." My last batch of wands, okay, sold out in what? 1 day flat. That being said, let's go on with this here video.
I'm certainly not expecting or looking for you to be perfect, because perfection provides no opportunity for growth, and we're human, so we're always growing. So we're not looking for perfection. All I want for you, from you, is to...
No, nobody's perfect, but striving for perfection, there's nothing wrong with that. For example, I have a nasty temper, and I've been trying to work on it. I mean, it hasn't completely gone away, but it is 1,000 times better. And even if you are perfect in some areas, you still have plenty of room to grow. So that I will also agree with.
to work to be a little better today than you were yesterday. That shouldn't be too hard. It really shouldn't be too hard. A big theme in all of my videos is trying to align you to a plumb line of fulfillment. Can and will you get hurt in life? Yes. I'm not one for empathizing over pain. I just don't care if you get hurt. I care about how you handle it. Some people whine and complain and openly admit that they're bitter. And I have never seen a bitter, upset person who is happy, whose plumb line is true. All I want is for you to always end up happy and to be proud of who you are and how you conduct yourself out in the world. I want you to walk with your head high because of how you are and how you act. That's my goal for you. So moving on to cheating. When he cheats, good. I don't want you to go back in your memory and think of all the things you could have done better. And I certainly don't want you remembering the time you cheated. If you maintain living like he's going to cheat on you and you want revenge, he should never, ever be able to pull the tu quo qui. If you have cheated, you deserve nothing good from that man. But you wouldn't do that, would you? No, because you're better than that. Ah, sorry, I had to change the lighting. I was getting really blown out. So now what about him? If you're setting yourself up for the best revenge, when he does cheat, I want him remembering and missing you. As he enters the world and explores more and more women, I want him to realize how good he had it with you. So how does a woman go about planning the revenge for a cheater? Ooh, it's so evil. So, you provoke your man. You ignite his senses. You provoke and ignite his happiness, his humor. You acknowledge that he is your hero. You provoke his sexual appetite. You provoke his libido, and you allow him to express that pleasure with you. It may take some time, but once you become a master of provocation for him, you will learn the right seasoning for your man. To do this, you have to pay attention. So does that sound like constant work to you? Like your life just rotates around him? That's not my goal. My goal is for you to have a wonderful relationship and a wonderful life, replete with opportunity for work or hobbies or social time, whatever you need to fulfill yourself.
Quibby's most relevant series, Free Ray Sean.
So I'm going to give you a shortcut, and I'm going to use a pretty old book to do so. It's published in 1992 when you were just a young person. Probably. Maybe you guys were like 50 when that happened. I don't know. So tell me what you think about this in the comments. So here, my dog is stalking my cat. It's still happening. So the idea is we all uniquely, of this book, we all uniquely express and feel love in 5 major different ways. Here they are. Quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch, gifts, and acts of service. I'm going to tell you a story to showcase how this can be utilized. So I knew a woman who was married, and she, oh, this is a good story. So she was married, and her husband one day wanted to do nice things for her. So, if my recollection serves me, he cleaned her car and filled it with gas. He made dinner for her and them, cleaned up, walked the dog, and gave her a massage. You guys are going to hate this, but it's so important. Okay, so later that night, she said to him, something to the effect of, like, do you love me? And he's like, what?
Oh, here we go. The crap that women are known to do. Do you still love me? Do you still think I'm pretty? At that point, that's enough to make you want to bang your head into a brick wall repeatedly. Like, all sarcasm aside. Well, let me think. If a man is doing all these things to make you happy, clean your house, walk your dog, cook you food, clean your car, refill your car's gas tank, etc., they're doing it maybe, not necessarily because they want to get laid, but because, it feels good to do nice things for your other half. It does. But ladies, if you have to ask that question, ask yourself this bigger question. Does he still eat your pussy out? Does he fuck the shit out of you? Does he cuddle you? Does he rock your world? Is he your Prince Charming, your knight in shining armor? Does he go out of his way to do things for you? You know what I'm saying? And furthermore, assuming that they're gonna cheat, that's not healthy, dude.
Do you feel like I don't? She said, no, I know you do, but I just... He's like, wait. I cleaned your car and filled it with gas, took the dog for a walk, made dinner, cleaned up, and gave you a massage to show you that I love you. What's the deal? And she said, but you didn't tell me that I was pretty. So what do you think of that story? Is that a happy story for that husband, or do you think he chose a weirdo? To me, that's the best story and the best thing that could have ever happened to that husband. His life is forever changed. His life is forever happier and forever easier. He discovered...
What?
Her love language. When he understands and uses her love language, he doesn't have to do all those things anymore.
Yes, he does. He gets to do those things.
He doesn't have to put gas in her car and clean her car and make her dinner and clean up after dinner and give her a massage.
Okay, Jennifer, which man hurt you? Whose balls do we gotta step on here? Because if you had a man that did all those nice things for you, and at the end of the day said you're pretty, you're a sexy goddess, you're strong, and so capable, I love you so much. Oh my god, you wouldn't know how to handle it. You'd be like, he's the perfect man.
Should he do some of those things sometimes to round out their relationship? Fuck yeah. But all of those things that he gave to show love, she could have, Zosha, he could have received. Simply by saying, you're like the best cook. You cook for me and I so appreciate it. Oh my god, you've cleaned up. The house looks awesome. I love living in this house. You're the best wife. You are so pretty. You always rub my back so nice. That was her fuel. The potency was there. Remember in Back to the Future, whatever fuel he used to power the van? No, the
DeLorean with plutonium.
Car? What was it? It was plutonium. It's fucking potent. Is there a million other ways, solar and wind and diesel and this and that, to gain power? Yeah, but for that car, for that engine, it took plutonium. Find your partner's plutonium and use it. Giving her the words of affirmation, acknowledgement, love is what she needs to be happy and do all those things that he gave to her. So instead of giving, he could have received. And they both would have been really happy. So I'm not saying to, like I said before, I'm not saying to neglect the other languages. Yeah, be well-rounded and use the plutonium. If you've been around a healthy, loving relationship, romantic relationship, you see that the giving is two-sided and well-rounded, but they know each other. So some of you might see this as too much work. If so, then maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship. Or if so, you might think that he should just know that you love him. You should be able to show your love in your own way. It's not plutonium. It's just like a ferro rod. So let me give you an example. Has a friend ever ran to the store and asked if you need anything, and you said something that you wanted, but you said it in a general way, like chips? Yeah, could you grab me a bag of chips? And then when they come back, they have your chips, but it's not the chips that you love. It's your fault that you didn't clarify. They don't know the difference. Should you be happy and grateful? Yeah, of course. But the chips that you really like, whatever.
Anyone picking this up? I'm in here with my wife and my 5-year-old son. Please send me out.
So has anyone ever cooked a meal for you as their guest and know that you really like something and they've said to you, we know how much you like this, so we made this? Just having somebody cook for you would have been a kind, wonderful, loving thing. But knowing that they made something specifically for you, that's out of sight, man. So that's what the languages of love do. They save you time. They're just more potent. And by paying attention, so you have to, by paying attention to your partner and understanding, respecting, and then utilizing their love language, you can save time and communicate your love with your partner in a far more amplified and loud way, which frees up your time. And now you've set up a relationship where your partner feels totally loved and valued and taken care of. Do you know what this advice will give to you? Loyalty. It pretty much guarantees that he will not cheat. The whole point of this video is to help you.
I hate to be that guy, but just because you're loyal to someone doesn't mean they won't cheat. That's the sad truth of it. People are shit like that.
To create a relationship of love and commitment and loyalty and fun. By acting like he's going to cheat, he won't cheat. And to be fair, honestly, most people aren't cheaters and they'll stay true. But I want your man to be ecstatic that he is with you and only you. This is beneficial two ways. When you're in a loving, strong relationship, you are more happy. You are more well-grounded, more stable. And in the unlikely event of him actually cheating on you, you will have your best revenge. You will have set it up that way. Will you be sad? Yeah. Will you be fine? Yes. Because you're amazing, and you're loving, and you're loyal, and you just lost a cheater. Good riddance to bad rubbish. Not you, but this video's over. Peace!
Okay, you want the best revenge for this kind of thing, YouTube? Do not date other people just to piss off your ex. Date other people because those other people are good for you. That being said, YouTube, I will catch you cool cobras later. Thank you for watching my rant.